Hi, scholars. My name is Nikisha Evans. Welcome to my older adult presentation. I would like to introduce to you a lady who I call Miss Queen. She is a 65, allowed me to come into her lifestyle through the lenses of Erickson 8 stages of development. Eric Erickson is a German psychoanalyst that became influenced by Sigmund Freud. And we're going to go straight into his 8 stages. Stage one is infancy, is birth through 18 months. She was born deaf in her left ear. She had to get surgery to repair her eardrum, which was kind of awesome that at the age of 65, going into the age of 66, she has 100% ear. She lived with both parents, and throughout her childhood up into adulthood, family is very important. Like, they all love one another and they all stick together. Stage two is early childhood years, and it's from 18 months to 3 years old. However, Miss Queen could not recall this stage. Stage three is the preschool. So when Miss Queen started this stage, she was in kindergarten at the age of 5. Well, at the end of this stage, she started kindergarten at the age of 5 years old. However, she started this stage due to it was half days, and it cut it into her nap time. She loved to take a nap on this particular cot, and when she couldn't, she used to act up. However, that brings me to this is the started to get spankings. Every time she would cut up in school, she would be very, very nervous, like any other kid would be, because she knew when she got in trouble, that when she gets home, she was going to get a beating. She was very, very adamant about with comparing it to when she was 5 to the 5 year olds nowadays. She states that nowadays you cannot beat your child without DHS getting involved, which is true. And now these kids are growing up with no respect, no identity, no leadership. The article that I read regarding what is discipline to a child, and it compared it to beating the child to a positive time out. So they're saying that if you beat a child with type of mental health issues, compared to a positive timeout where it's not a punishment, but you letting them know that they're wrong, and they would be more successful. So her last memory is having her fifth birthday party in the front of her house, and she had her first little puppy Love, and we're gonna call him Harry. And they was playing and they was running around the front yard and grabbed her hand, and her birthday ring fell off her finger, and she had just ring in a yard, and she had a tantrum, and to this day she still never she's school age is stage four, from 6 to 12. Unfortunately, Queen became a woman at a very young age. She had her menstrual cycle at the age of 9. This was very traumatic for her because everyone else was out playing with Barbie dolls, and she was stuck in a house with cramps and couldn't do anything. So that nothing stops a female when it's that time of the month. The other that happened during this experience during this stage was President Kennedy had passed away. And I asked her how did that impact her at such a young age, and she stated that She watched him on TV so much that you could not tell her that she did not know him. It broke her heart when he passed away. The adolescent stage is from 12 to 18. 12. He lived across the street from her. Um, so, yes, no, maybe. Then she had a second boyfriend at the age of 14. When I heard this story, because she said that he was so fine, he can be in a GQ magazine. He smelled so good and dressed so nice. However, it was also another horrible time for her because she had to get on birth control for the first time, stop her heavy flow of her menstruation. She was so excited that she graduated from high school at the age of 17. And she was engaged by the age of 18. However, she did not go through the wedding with this particular guy. Next stage is stage 6. Young adult, 18 to 35. Son was born, her only son, in 1975. She lived with her parents while all of this was going much with her son. However, he developed an attachment issue. She would go out, she would hang out with her friends, and her parents became his providers. He didn't want to go nowhere with them. He had to sleep with them. And I asked her, did that bother her of any sort that he didn't want to go to her? And she said no. Like, that helped her go out more. And we both just chuckled. Because we all know that as parents, and for the grace of God, she had two loving parents that helped her. Married at the age of 35. And she pretty much loved. She thought that they was going to be together for a very, very, very long time. Stage 7 is adult, and it's from 35 to 55. She was divorced at the age of 44 from her first marriage. So she was married for about 9 years. I asked her, did that make her depressed? What happened? And she said, honey, no, because a year later. And we chuckled, and I said, well, you didn't have it. And she said, I'll have much time when I'm deceased. I'm just trying to find. Currently, she is searching for husband number 3. So last stage is the late adult stage. It's from 55 to 65 or to death. Her last in 2013. However, this was one of the hardest ones because she was doing a lot. She was in school, she was working, and she was going through a difficult divorce. 2 years later, her only son died of cancer, bore her into a deep depression. She didn't know. It took her a while to go back to work. It took her a while to re-enter school. She was giving up. She stayed in the house. She didn't do pretty much anything. But with the help of family and friends, she was able to bounce back and start living her life again. And she re entered school all over again. And then 2 years later, she graduated from a 2 year college with a grade point average of 3.6. However, through all of this and all of the deaths and the trauma and the early cycle, she developed so many health issues. She has high blood pressure, she had high cholesterol, she has arthritis in almost all of her joints. She has type 2 diabetes. She had 3 surgeries. Two of them was back to back because she fell and broke her kneecap. Um, and now she is currently seeing a psychologist and a therapist to help with. So let's talk about the social theory of development. The stage that I chose at 12 to 18. Let's talk about the definition of stage 5. This stage occurs between the ages of 12 to 18. Adolescents are exploring their independence and developing a sense of self during this stage. So let's talk about Queen's important experiences that she had during this stage. Queen Mom left her home alone for the first time at the age of 14 for hours at a time while her mom went to work. However, she believes that this is where the smoking and the sex started to jump into place because she had so much time. So I read an article called Teenager Risky Behavior and Parental Supervision. And this is basically like parents are going to work, they're leaving their kids home, um, and there is no proper supervision. So they are engaging into unprotected sex. They are engaging in drugs. They are engaging in cigarettes. They are engaged in a lot of risky behaviors because parents is no longer home. Now, in a one parent household, it's hard to be home alone. I mean, it's hard to go to work and also find daycare for your child, or if they're teen, you trust that your child is going to be the super good child, that you can go to work and come home and your house is still standing and they're not pregnant or getting someone else pregnant. She also believed that her mother stopped caring for her and focused on. Now, when I looked up an article that said, what is it? Older siblings and adolescents, risky behaviors, and older siblings get all the attention. And that's the mother is overprotective of the older child, which leaving Queen and her other brother left to take care of themselves. She's given all of this energy. They call over being overprotective. You got this negative energy going on. You're more focused to put on your younger child. Therefore, while you stopping your older child from engaging in unprotected sex, mothers becoming fathers, not going to school and all of that, your younger children are falling behind, and all the stuff that you was hoping that your older child wouldn't do, your younger child is now doing. Therefore, at the age of 15, she started to have sex. Then she started to smoke cigarettes at the age of 16, and this had nothing to do with her.